Now, what I was mentioning just a second ago, and this is something that when it came out just a few years ago, I found absolutely exciting and thrilling, just because it was kind of a new result. This is a bed of material that is, I believe it's in North Dakota. And when you sample the rock and you look at the layers that it was found in, it matches up right with that time period, right with the boundary between the Cretaceous and the Paleogene. And so the extinction of the dinosaurs. And it appears to be an ancient shore in that ocean that existed um, um, in the inland North America way back 66 million years ago. And what's interesting is that it's a deathbed, right? It's not just one fossil; it is a whole lot of different fossils, all in one concentrated area. And a lot of the fossils are fish fossils. And up here on the top in picture A, you see some of the actual fish fossils. You also see some shells that were fossils there as well. But what's particularly interesting is in the image B here, that is the kind of map of this site, of this fossil bed. And it's showing how all of these fish and even some large logs are all aligned and laying in the same direction, as if they had been washed on shore by a wave, a deluge, that all laid them down in the same direction. And so this was kind of curious to the folks that found it, to see everything laid in the same direction. Again, one explanation could be this could be that tsunami, that wave that washed up and basically beached all these animals along with other debris in this same location. And in picture C here, you can even see how there's fish on top of fish, but they're all laying in the same direction. That in and of itself would be really, really, really neat. But the other thing that they found with these fossils, when they did X-ray studies of the fossils, was that the majority of the fish contained tiny little spherical objects lodged in their gills. And so this would have been the ejecta, those tektites, raining down on this location after the impact happened. And that molten rock raining down this location, the fish would have actually breathed it in and it became lodged in their gills. And so in images C and D here, you can see the tiny little spherical objects that are those tektites. And so the scenario here is that this was the day of the impact, the literal day of the impact. You have that molten material raining down, the fish get it lodged in their gills, and then the tsunami at a later time washes over this area and washes all of these fish and other debris up onto the shore, and then they become compacted and fossilized. And so an absolutely amazing snapshot from the exact day that the impact happened. And you see the damage to the ecosystem, even though this was, again, basically in like modern day, I believe.